everyone, it's Desiree, and here with something a little different. Our world is awesome, meaning our paper crafting world is, because we don't always have to make a card with what we have in our stash. I'm taking the Pinpoint Radial Plate by Birch Press Design. I'm cutting it in half after I die cut it. And I'm going to line it or place it onto a piece of black cardstock that comes from the Memory Box Neutrals 6x6 cardstock pad. And on the back of that, or on one side of that, I'm going to stamp the sentiment from their Kind Hearts set that says, "The world is full of amazing things." And when I saw that sentiment, I'm like, you know what? Bookmarks. That's how I came up with bookmarks. And that is the beauty of it. You know, as we're creating, we don't always have to create a card. It can be whatever we would want it to be. So there's so many things that we can make with what we have in our stash. So I'm using my anti-static powder, and I'm using what's inside my container that I use. Yes, I do put a lot of powder down because for me, that works. I need to see it. I need to know it's there. So I put a lot. But it is the Brutus Monroe powder. I use their refills to put in my container. And I do mix a little bit of baby powder in it to stretch it. Once they were heat set, I used my white fine detail embossing powder. I'm now going to put together my Pimpernel contour flowers, the Contour Layers collection. This is a beautiful collection. So much is available in there. I've just been having so much fun creating with them. But I'm using cardstock from the Berry Reds, Lush Greens, and Sunny Oranges to create these flowers. And it is so easy to layer these flowers together. They have photos, they have step-by-step, they also have the indentations in the images. I think it's beautiful. You get beautiful leaves with just 2 layers. So something very simple, and to use the cardstock for the contrasting colors is wonderful. So because I had the pinpoint, I am going to create 2, because what I did, remember, the pinpoint cuts your panel to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so I just kept it at 5 1/2, and I cut it in half at 2 1/8. And then that gave me the equal sides. Now I am using my extremely strong double-sided 2-inch film tape from Uline, and I'm doing that because when you die cut with the pinpoint, it makes your paper curl just a little bit. So just to make sure that it stays flat, that's why I'm using that tape. I did wipe away the excess embossing powder or anti-static powder from the back of my bookmarks. I put just some very thin, these are the very thin double-sided foam squares. They're not the normal height. So they're not going to add too much dimension, because remember, we need these to be bookmarks. So they could go, whether they go into a hardback book or a paperback book, you know, we don't want it to separate the spine too much, you know, to do any issues. Now, yes, we need to make sure that my sentiment is sitting the right way. So you have these flowers. I mean, this would kind of be a really cool gatefolded card too. So there's an idea. This would absolutely be really cool because they would actually interlock. And that's how it could stay closed. So, idea for next video. Take note. Okay. So yeah. So once they were all together, you can see they didn't add too much. Even though I used the double-sided foam squares, it didn't add too much bulk to it. Was able to just layer them together, put a hole punch through. Now I'm going to grab my reinforcement holes, and with these, I love these because I can make them any color I want. I always buy them in white. I make sure that they are a paper style, not a vinyl style. And I'm able to come in with any of my inks to make them any color that I want. So in this case, I do want them to have a black feel to them. And then I'm going to come in with some twine. I have some scrap twine that I keep along the side. Added a little bit of shimmer to the center because you can't add a gem. Again, we don't want to add that dimension because we are creating a bookmark. So we don't want it to be too thick. But just adding a bunch of twine. I do like tassels that are long and flowy and bouncy and everything else. So I'm going to add all of that in there. So I hope you enjoyed today's project. Again, we don't always have to make a card. Make something else. So today I chose a bookmark. As always, all the products that I use will be listed down below. And if you have any questions, make sure you put those down below as well, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Don't forget, please subscribe. I'd love to have you here, and make sure you give this a thumbs up because that helps YouTube to tell people, hey, you want to check this out. And hopefully they'll enjoy it as much as you did. Hopefully you did. All right. Enjoy your day. I hope it was wonderful, but always remember what's most important to me. Always be creative, guys. And until the next one, take care.